The story begins in the year 1962, where we are shown a massive ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Named Antonia Graza, a total of 600 passengers are on board, heading toward New York. A party is going on inside the ship, a beautiful singer is performing, and everyone is enjoying her singing while dancing happily. People on the ship were extremely joyful, but they had no idea that within a few minutes, something so terrifying was about to happen that merely thinking about it could freeze their blood. Suddenly, we see a man in the engine room pulling a lever upward. The moment the lever is raised, a sharp steel wire tightens and slices across the entire crowd. Before anyone can react, the wire cuts straight through people's bodies, splitting them into two pieces. The entire environment becomes horrifying, with blood splattered everywhere. Only one little girl named Caddy survives because she was short in height, and the wire passes right above her head. After this, the scene jumps 40 years ahead. We now see a group of people towing a large ship using a tugboat. But suddenly, the old ship begins to sink. Seeing this, the group's leader sends a woman from the team named Murphy onto the ship so she can release the wire connecting the sinking ship to the tugboat. Otherwise, if the old ship sinks, it will pull the tugboat underwater as well. When Murphy reaches the old ship, she discovers that the lower hull has cracked and water is rapidly filling inside. Within the next 5 minutes, the ship will completely sink. Murphy informs her team leader, and he immediately orders her to release the wire and return to the tugboat as fast as possible, because they are planning to abandon the old ship. Soon, 2 more crew members reach Murphy and also urge her to leave. But since it took them 3 months to locate the ship, Murphy isn't willing to give it up so easily. She jumps into the water to save the ship. Seeing this, the 2 teammates also jump in with their tools. Somehow, the 3 of them manage to weld the crack just in time, preventing the ship from sinking. Later, they sell this ship in the market for a huge amount of money. The leader divides the earnings equally among the entire team. Meanwhile, a man named Jack had been observing them for a long time, listening to their conversation. He realizes that these people search for missing ships in the ocean and make money by finding and selling them. Jack approaches the team leader and tells him about a ship that contains treasure. Jack is talking about the same ship from 40 years ago, the one where a mysterious man pulled a lever and killed everyone. The team leader had also heard about the Antonia Graza ship that vanished 40 years earlier. He tells Jack that many people tried to find this ship, but no one ever succeeded. Jack says he knows exactly where the ship is located in the ocean. If they bring it back and sell it, they will become rich overnight. Hearing the word money, the entire team agrees to the mission. The next day, they set out on their tugboat in search of the Antonia Graza. After several days of travel, they reach a deserted part of the ocean. Here, one team member detects a signal indicating a ship nearby. They immediately realize that the same lost ship from 40 years ago is somewhere close. As they move forward, a massive old ship appears in front of them, the same ship we saw at the beginning of the story. It had been missing for 40 years. Everyone becomes excited, believing that selling this ship will make them rich. The leader instructs 2 members to stay on the tugboat, while he and the others go inside the old ship to investigate. But the moment they enter, they hear strange, eerie sounds echoing through the ship. Nervous but determined, they follow the sound and reach a large clock. Shockingly, the clock's hand is still moving. After a few seconds, it suddenly stops. The team finds this extremely unsettling. As they continue further inside, they see that the ship is completely destroyed. Everything broken, rusted, and decayed. While walking, one crew member nearly falls through a broken floor, but Murphy grabs him in time. As she pulls him up, Murphy sees a girl below, the same little girl who survived in 1962. But strangely, even after 40 years, she looks exactly the same age, which means she isn't human. She is the ghost of that little girl. When Murphy looks again, the girl suddenly disappears. Murphy becomes extremely disturbed, unsure whether what she saw was real or just her imagination. The ship was enormous, so the team keeps exploring and eventually reaches the main cabin. While searching, they find a digital watch, which confuses them, because digital watches didn't exist 40 years ago. This means someone else had already been here before them. They return to the tugboat, and the leader decides they will tow the ship the next day. But the next morning, they discover a huge hole in the ship, causing it to slowly sink. The leader says that towing is impossible now. The ship is filled with water and has become extremely heavy. Instead, they must weld the hole shut and pump out the water first. The plan seems logical, so everyone gets to work. Some repair the hole while others search for treasure inside. During her search, Murphy reaches a swimming pool. She is shocked to see multiple bullet holes around it. As she climbs up, the ghost girl appears again, startling Murphy so badly that she slips and falls into the pool. Her head hits the floor, and blood starts flowing, but the pool absorbs the blood completely. When Murphy looks up again, the girl has vanished, and Jack suddenly appears, helping Murphy out of the pool. Murphy tells Jack she just saw a girl who suddenly disappeared. Jack dismisses it as her imagination. After they leave, the swimming pool slowly fills with blood. Meanwhile, the leader finds the captain's room of the old ship. The room is in terrible condition. Nothing important is found, until he sees a liquor bottle and a glass on the table arranged perfectly, as if someone had just been drinking there. As he picks up the glass, he sees the ghost of the ship's captain in the mirror. Terrified, he drops the glass and runs away. This ship was full of strange supernatural events. One member of the team, named Mark, suddenly begins hearing the voice of a lady singer somewhere inside the ship. He follows the voice and reaches the lower deck, where he actually sees the same singer who was performing during the 1962 party, the same woman who died 40 years ago. Meanwhile, Murphy and Jack continue searching and reach the laundry room. As soon as they open the exit door, all the water trapped inside the room gushes out toward them, along with multiple dead bodies floating in it. Terrified, they rush further ahead. As they continue walking, a cabin door swings open in front of them. Jack enters and finds a luxurious car, making him extremely happy. But Murphy feels that something is seriously wrong, and she wants to leave as soon as possible. Suddenly, they notice something moving inside another room. When they remove the items covering it, both of them are shocked. It is a box filled with gold. Murphy immediately calls the rest of the team. When everyone arrives and removes more objects, they find 9 such boxes, each containing 28 gold bars. The team is overwhelmed with joy, certain they've become rich overnight. Now that they have found such a huge treasure, they decide to abandon the ship and only take the gold. They load all the gold onto the tugboat and prepare to leave. The captain of the tugboat begins cleaning the engine to start it. But we see something strange. A cylinder valve on the tugboat suddenly opens by itself, releasing gas into the air. At the same time, Murphy once again sees the ghost girl, who runs toward her as if trying to warn her urgently. But before the girl can say anything, someone pushes her down forcefully, and at that exact moment, as the tugboat's captain switches on the engine, the trapped gas causes a massive explosion, instantly killing the captain. Now the entire team is stuck in the middle of the ocean on a haunted, abandoned ship. Everyone becomes extremely distressed because the tugboat, their only way out, has been completely destroyed. Mark, already emotional, looks at his girlfriend's photo and breaks down. They were supposed to get married in 2 weeks, and now he fears he'll never leave this ship alive. Depressed, he begins drinking the decades-old liquor found on board. On the other side, Murphy is still confused about why she constantly sees the little girl. She decides to investigate. She checks the ship's passenger records and discovers the girl's name, Katie. Murphy follows the records and reaches Katie's room. When she opens the closet, she finds Katie's skeleton inside, shocking her to the core. Terrified, Murphy tries to calm herself and notices a locket hanging on the skeleton's neck. She removes it and sees a photo of the little girl with her parents. But suddenly, the ghost girl appears right behind Murphy. Seeing her parents' photo, Katie says, "Don't close the locket. I'm seeing my mom and dad after so many years." Murphy is still unable to believe she is talking to a spirit. She tries placing the locket in Katie's hand, but it passes straight through. Only now does Murphy truly realize that Katie is a trapped soul, a ghost. Katie tells her that many souls are imprisoned on the ship, and none of them can be freed until the person responsible for trapping them is killed. Murphy asks who that man is. Just as Katie is about to reveal the truth, strange insects begin crawling through the ceiling, terrifying Katie. She warns Murphy to escape the ship immediately, otherwise they will all die. Saying this, Katie disappears again. Meanwhile, Mark, now fully drunk, begins hallucinating. The tables and chairs start shaking, and suddenly everything around him seems repaired and new, returning to the way it looked 40 years ago. All the people who died that night reappear alive, standing around Mark and clapping for him. At first he feels confused, but then assumes it's just the alcohol. The singer comes close to him and begins seducing him. Completely under her spell, Mark follows her blindly. Without realizing it, he walks straight into a trap. The singer stands near the edge of the floor and calls him toward her. Mark tries to reach her, but instead he slips and falls into the lower deck, dying instantly. Meanwhile, the team leader is inside the captain's room. He sees the liquor bottle sliding by itself. Moments later, the ghost of the original ship captain appears in front of him. Terrified, the leader watches as the captain pours liquor into a glass and offers it to him. He then shows the leader a photograph of another ship named Lorelei. The captain explains that many years ago, a man told them about the Lorelei ship and claimed that a huge treasure was hidden inside it. When they rescued the Lorelei, they truly found that treasure. The captain then shows another photograph, the man who told them about the treasure. The team leader's heart nearly stops when he sees the picture. The man is none other than Jack, and the photo is 40 years old. Yet Jack still looks exactly the same today. The leader finally realizes the horrifying truth. Jack is not a human. Jack is a ghost, a demon. Panicked, the leader tries to warn his team and runs to find them. But suddenly, the ghost of the tugboat captain, the man who died in the explosion, appears before him. The dead man's soul tries to kill the leader. The leader runs to save his life. Then Murphy appears in front of him, and the ghost disappears. But because the leader is in a panic, he sees Murphy's face as the ghost who is chasing him. Believing Murphy to be a spirit, he attacks her. Murphy defends herself and injures his leg, but it only slows him down for a moment. He gets up and charges at her again. Before he can harm her, Jack arrives and hits the leader on the head with a metal rod, knocking him unconscious. Jack, the man who brought them here, realizes the leader has discovered his true identity. He quickly manipulates the others, saying if the leader wakes up, he might harm someone. Everyone believes Jack, so they throw their unconscious leader into a water tank. With no other escape plan, the remaining crew resumes repairing the ship. They weld the hull and begin pumping out the water inside. Murphy notices Mark is missing and goes to find him. But she soon learns Mark has already died. The singer lured him to his death. Murphy is devastated, but before she can process anything, the ghost girl Katie appears again and shows Murphy what really happened on the ship in 1962, the night when everyone was murdered. Katie places her hand on Murphy's shoulder and transports her back to that horrifying night. Murphy witnesses the entire massacre with her own eyes. The passengers on the ship were slaughtered mercilessly, all for one reason: the gold. A criminal group had infiltrated the ship with the plan to steal the treasure. They poisoned some passengers through food, cut many others using the same wire that sliced the ballroom crowd, and shot several people ruthlessly. Katie herself was dragged to her room and hanged by these people. Behind all of this was the same lady singer. She had planned the entire heist in order to steal the gold. With the help of her crew, she had killed every passenger on board. The ship's officer was also working with her. On her command, he killed his own partners. But the moment he turned around, the singer shot him dead too. The singer thought the gold was finally all hers because everyone else was dead. But then, the true mastermind appeared, the man who orchestrated the entire massacre. He grabbed the singer with an iron chain and hanged her to death. Murphy is stunned when she sees the mastermind's face. It is Jack, the same Jack who brought them to the ship. Katie explains the truth. Jack is not a normal ghost. He is a demon who collects souls. He had lured Murphy's team to the ship on purpose. The ship had been sinking and needed repairs. Jack needed someone to fix it because he requires a working ship to continue collecting souls. He trapped everyone with the promise of gold. Now that the ship is repaired, Jack no longer needs Murphy's team, and he will kill them all next. Murphy suddenly remembers that they locked their team leader inside the tank because Jack manipulated them. She runs to save him, but it's too late. The tank has filled with water and the leader has drowned. Murphy tries breaking the glass, but it is too strong. No matter how hard she tries, she cannot save him. Heartbroken and furious, Murphy runs to the only remaining teammate, Dodge, and tells him the entire truth about Jack. She orders Dodge to shoot Jack on sight. Then she leaves to find another team member. Moments later, Jack appears in front of Dodge. Dodge immediately points the gun at him and tells him not to move. Jack realizes Murphy has exposed him. Jack tries to distract Dodge with conversation and then grabs the gun, but Dodge anticipated the move. Without hesitation, Dodge shoots Jack, and Jack falls backwards. Dodge checks Jack's body and believes he is dead. He leaves, but we see that Jack is not dead. Meanwhile, Murphy finds that the last remaining teammate has drowned and died. Now Dodge is the only one left alive besides her. Murphy decides she must destroy the entire ship. She begins planting explosives in every corner of the vessel. Dodge arrives and proudly tells her, "I killed Jack." But Murphy tells him the chilling truth. Jack cannot die. He's not human. He's a demon. The only way to stop him is to blow up the entire ship. Only then will the trapped souls be freed. Dodge refuses, saying that if they blow up the ship, the gold will be lost forever. Murphy tells him the gold is nothing but bait, a trap. Nobody has ever been able to take that gold from the ship. She insists the explosion is necessary. At that moment, Jack appears again, in his true demonic form. We realize that Jack already killed Dodge as well. Jack confronts Murphy and reveals everything. "You and I do the same job. You salvage ships stuck at sea. I collect souls. I was once human, but after my sins I was given this curse, to gather souls for eternity. For that I need this ship, and I won't let you destroy it." Jack gives Murphy one last chance. "Go, I won't kill you. Just don't blow up my ship." But Murphy refuses. Jack attacks her with an iron rod, knocking her to the floor. As he moves in to kill her, Murphy fires an arrow at the detonator and immediately jumps into the water. A gigantic explosion rips through the entire ship. The vessel begins sinking rapidly. Trapped underwater beneath the wreckage, Murphy struggles to breathe. She sees no escape until Katie's spirit appears again. Katie grabs her hand and guides her upward towards safety. Murphy surfaces at last, gasping for air, and watches something incredible. All the trapped souls rise into the sky, freed at last. They were all prisoners of Jack, forced to serve him. Only Katie's soul remained pure, which is why Jack could never fully control her, and why she kept helping Murphy. Floating on a wooden crate, Murphy drifts through the ocean until a rescue ship finds her and saves her. But the horror isn't over. As Murphy is being taken away in the ambulance at the port, she sees something that freezes her blood. Jack is still alive. He is loading all the gold onto another ship, ready to lure new victims with greed, trap them, kill them, and steal their souls. With this chilling revelation, the story ends.